What's happening boxing? What's happening YouTube? Amp about that boxing. Man, today I have to cover the seriously controversial stoppage by referee Tony Weeks in the Vergil Ortiz Jr. versus Frederick Lawson fight that just happened on January 6th. This is Tony Weeks' second in a row very controversial stoppage. He just had the one with Rolly Rolando Romero versus Ismael Barroso, and Barroso clearly was winning this fight, and Tony Weeks turns around and stops this fight late. It was clearly just the most unlegit stoppage that he's probably made. It's one of the clearest bad choice stoppages that this referee has ever made. So now this year, one of the first lineups for the whole entire year of boxing, Vergil Ortiz Jr. is making a comeback fight. He hasn't fought since August 6th of 2022. So he's been laid off for quite a while. He comes in against Frederick Lawson, who according to Weeks tested positive for aneurysm twice. All right, so apparently they had two doctors test Frederick Lawson, and then they brought a third doctor in who actually cleared Lawson for this fight because the fight almost didn't happen according to Weeks. And so Tony Weeks is in the ring. I'm gonna let you guys know the lowdown. If you haven't gone and watched the clip, go watch the clip. Watch it in slow motion. First watch it in regular speed, then watch it twice in slow motion. You are gonna agree with me about 150%. Like most of the people that were observing this fight from the outside that didn't know nothing about these aneurysm situations. Okay, the fight's going. Ortiz stuns Frederick Lawson pretty good early in the fight, like literally early in the first round. He stuns him pretty good. So as the bout's going on, we're getting down to about 49 seconds, and Vergil Ortiz starts turning the heat on, right? So Vergil Ortiz ends up jabbing. He does a combination, and then he catches Frederick Lawson with a jab, and the jab actually stuns Lawson a little bit, and Ortiz commences to like force him back into the ropes. And then he starts to do the flurry. You know, I'm trying to finish this. So he commences to start throwing a flurry. But if you watch this flurry from Vergil Ortiz Jr., the shots are not doing anything. Anybody that's a real boxing fan, anybody that has a real set of eyeballs, you don't got to have 20/20 vision to see this. You could see that these punches were grazing, mostly grazing punches. Frederick Lawson got grazed across the top of the head once, then the rest of them were hitting like his arms and his guard. His guard was clear, defined guard. He had a real poised stance still. He wasn't looking like a guy that was about to get knocked out. He was looking like a guy that was taking a second to recover behind his guard, let Ortiz throw his little flurry a little bit. The round's gonna end, and then he could refresh and come back and reset. That's what that was looking like to most of us on the outside looking in. Then Tony Weeks comes in and commences to stop the fight during this flurry and catches a bunch of heat. The crowd starts booing.
You hear the boos here in Las Vegas.
Even Vergil Ortiz, okay, he's asked later on, did he think the stoppage was legit? And he's trying to say, yeah, because the guy was not returning fire. He wasn't responding. He was basically done. And you can't make that call. No, he wasn't. And I hope when Vergil Ortiz Jr. goes back and watches the fight video that he will renege that statement and say, okay, that was a little premature. I know he was upset. His dressing room didn't look like they was celebrating. They looked like they was pissed off. Robert Garcia and them looked pissed off. They was quiet, bro. They was barely talking. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Tony Weeks commences to go to his Instagram, or I'm sorry, not his Instagram, his social media platform. It might have been Facebook, I think. I'm not sure. But he went on his social media and he posted, he did the unthinkable, and he posted this man's health check, posted this man's personal medical information for us all to know that he had been tested twice for aneurysms, then had a third doctor come in and say, nah, He's good to go. I don't see that. Looks real suspect. It looks real suspect. And did De La Hoya know? What does this say about boxing? What does this say about the Nevada State Athletic Commission? What does this say about them? What does this say about the Zone, Eddie Hearn? These guys at these high levels know. Golden Boy, they knew this. When a guy gets tested, this is boxing. This is an investment for a lot of people. These people know. Trust me. All these people knew. And Tony Weeks admitted he knew. So all these guys are culprits in this situation. Tony Weeks just kind of went like his name. He got weak. He didn't want to see something tragic like this happen on his watch. Who knows how many times he may have witnessed these same situations. People that have tested maybe for substances that they shouldn't have in their system. People that have been tested and had things wrong with them but still allowed to continue to go forth and about against a perfectly healthy, person of their weight class, a perfectly healthy competitor, usually one that's bettering them in their weight class. Who cleared Teofimo Lopez with air in his lungs? Are y'all seeing these patterns now? Who's clearing these guys for these fights? How are these guys finding this stuff out after the fight or after somebody is hurt, hospitalized, or killed? It's crazy. Boxing is this corrupt. Boxing is this thirsty. Boxing is this thirsty? Come on, y'all. Do y'all think Tony Weeks is done? I think he's done. He took the post down fast, but I didn't even get on until I didn't even look at this until a day later. So I still was able to get it. Y'all got to realize that once you put something on the internet, it's there forever. Somebody got it, especially if it's just a post, a post of text, a video, stuff like that. A lot of times people don't even download the videos. So you pretty safe if you drop a video and you catch it fast enough and pull it down. People may have seen it, but hardly nobody. I mean, it's very rare. Only some people download. So anyway, what do y'all think, man? Do you think this was a valiant effort by Tony Weeks? Do you guys think that this is guilt from Tony Weeks? Do you guys feel that Frederick Lawson should file a lawsuit against the Boxing Association, against Golden Boy, against Tony Weeks, against the Zone, if it's found that he still has an aneurysm? If he goes and gets a checkup right now when he has one, and he's been cleared by another doctor to sue that doctor as well? Do you guys think that he has a probable cause to do this? Because I see it clearly as that, unless he was in on it too. And this is what I'm trying to tell people. This man may have just needed the money. So you're tested and you come back having an aneurysm twice and you don't know. No one tells you. I just doubt that. There's a lot of people who do value their livelihood, do value their careers and the check that they're getting for the services that they're performing as doctors. So not every person is in on the nonsense. Clearly, the two doctors that saw him having the aneurysm were doing their job. Clearly, the third doctor who cleared it, I mean, it is possible. Sometimes people just want to make money off the situation. I'm going to be real with you. I had this talk with my own mother. I was like, Ma, she was like, they keep calling me to do these tests, and then they got me all worked up, and then I go and do these tests, and every time it's starting to feel like a pattern that I go 2 times, and then a third time, or I might go 2 or 3 times, as much as they can milk out of my insurance. And then all of a sudden they'll find that oh, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Playing with my mother's emotions like that, make me want to go up into the doctor's office and handle business. It's crazy that people do this to other people. Literally, this is all about dollars. Those doctors are making money. But I'm telling you, that's what they were doing. And I was telling my mom, like, Mom, she said I have to drive far for these appointments and everything just for this to happen. And I'm like, I don't want to tell my mother don't go to the doctor. Like, that's crazy. But my mom goes to the doctor regularly, like super, more than regular people do. I'm just going to be real. She goes more than regular people. So, you know, I just feel like people take advantage when they have situations where they could take advantage. And that's what I feel like may have happened here. I think Frederick Lawson needed that bread. I mean, if you look at his rating on most fight sites where you have, you know, like the records for boxers and boxers ratings, when you go to these sites and you look up Frederick Lawson, he's not a very high rated fighter. All right. He's not a very high rated fighter. So for him to go in there and have something wrong with him and take the fight is very plausible because this guy needed the money. This guy probably needed the check. He lives in Chicago now, but he's actually from Ghana. You know, he has a pretty solid record until he got his jaw broke in the fight against, I guess it was like Kevin Bizier is pronounced. He fought Kevin Bizier, and that was like back in 2015. It was like the summertime, 2015. He fought him, and the judges literally, you know, the bout was judged and he got in his favor, I believe, and then he got his jaw broke, and the referee basically had to make a referee technical decision to stop the fight. So I didn't see this fight. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't get to watch this fight where he got his jaw broke, but I heard about the fight. And after this, it seems like all of his losses are coming by TKO with possible jaw breaks, except for this recent one that is apparently due to him having an aneurysm that was cleared. But Tony Weeks did not believe the clearance to be valid or legit. He believed it to be false or bogus just to make this fight happen. So this is the sport that we are like watching. These are the people that we are entrusting to entertain us by giving us fighters that could possibly get killed in the ring. This is very serious business. So what do you guys think? Do you think that everyone that knew, including Tony Weeks, should be held responsible for this? Did Tony Weeks clear himself by being the one to actually say, hey, this is what happened? Or was Tony Weeks only trying to cover his own ass because people was giving him heat about the stoppage? Maybe he had enough. Maybe he knew something in the Rolando Romero fight. Maybe he knew something. We don't know what he knows now. Now that he posted that, we don't know what Tony Weeks may have known. We don't know how many other fighters went into matches and they knew something was wrong with these fighters. Of course, we know as time goes on, they supposedly upgrade and update the rules of testing for substances as well as health checks. You know, there were fighters that have retired because they accidentally hit someone in the ring, and and after the match it was fatal. During the match it may have been a fatal blow. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So I give it up to Tony Weeks, man. Maybe he's just willing to pay the price, or maybe he just didn't realize. Like I said, he may have gotten emotional, just jumped the gun, like, man, you know, the public is all on me, the public sweating me, and so I'm tired of this. I'm tired of taking the heat for this. I'm just gonna say something. I gotta say something. I gotta stand up for myself. And then he posted this, and he probably got called so fast, you know, because Tony Weeks is waiting for that next check for a championship bout or for whatever bouts. You know, Tony Weeks is usually involved in larger bouts or larger events. So now, you know he got a call quick. You know they called him instantly. Tony Weeks, what the man, what are you doing? You better take that ish down. You better take that ish down. And Tony Weeks snatched it down fast as hell. He snatched it down just as fast as he put it up. He snatched it down faster. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. That's all I got on this one, man. I hate to have dragged it out like that, but it's just, this is a very, very big moment in boxing for a ref to come out and admittedly say that boxing is pretty much corrupt. This is what he just said in so many words, that they cleared somebody to fight that should not have been allowed to be in the ring just to make the fight happen, just to ensure their investment in Virgil Ortiz Jr., who is a good fighter, but he's on a long layoff, so they didn't want to risk replacing Frederick Lawson with somebody who stood a better chance against Ortiz with such a long layoff. You see what I'm saying? Frederick Lawson has not fought any like real super, you know, his competition has been okay. I mean, he's fought a couple of good guys. I'm not gonna say he ain't fought nobody. He fought a couple of decent guys are on his resume, but overall, compared to Ortiz's normal, I mean, of course, when he was early when you're young, you're gonna fight them people that's like 35 and 8 and stuff like that when you're young, and 25 and 7, and you're gonna do that when you're coming up. But Ortiz, over his last, you know, few fights, has been really coming down to guys that are off of maybe 1 loss. Now he's fighting guys, you know, if they're coming off the loss, all this stuff makes a difference. Like, you guys are not, you know, if you're not a real boxing fan, you're not paying attention to who's coming off of losses, and you just seeing your favorite guy fight like, yeah, he's gonna win, he's gonna kick that dude's ass, and y'all not looking at the whole picture. So, you know, you gotta really study boxing, man. Boxing, this news right here from Tony Weeks really is shaking up boxing right now. This is shaking up the game. I'm looking forward to see what happens with this. I hope Frederick Lawson is all good. I hope that he's cleared, and it really is legit that he doesn't have an aneurysm. That's not something I would wish on somebody. I knew somebody that had one. Shout out to DJ. Here's somebody I knew through another person. He was a cool cat. He moved to Cali. He had an aneurysm. It ruptured, and he passed away. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, big ups to DJ. He made a big impression on me in the short time that I knew him. Good dude, was a good dude. So, man, what do y'all think, man? Do y'all think Tony Weeks deserves the axe now? Do y'all think he's just gonna get the axe? Do y'all think, like, man, it's over for this guy? Has he just destroyed his Hall of Fame status? Like, what do y'all think, man? Let me know. Like, subscribe, man. Get those likes up, man. Get those subscribes up. Tell other people about the channel, man. Stop by, amp about that boxing, man. That's all I got on this one, man. Till the next one, I'm out.